All right, what is going on, guys? So today we're going to be talking about just kind of like the rise, not really the fall because nothing has really happened, but just kind of like the situation and people's opinions around one of my personal favorite YouTubers out there, Luna or Austin FFA, as he says in the beginning of all of his videos. So we're just going to kind of be talking about what his channel's about, kind of where he rose, what he does, and the sort of situation that I think a lot of his viewers have kind of created, I guess, surrounding his channel. And I guess this could kind of go for all like story time YouTubers in general, but mainly him, I think, is what it's going to apply to. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video and start talking about the actual meat of this video. So Austin FFA or Luna, I'll probably be referring to him either way or just call him Austin. But he basically is a story time YouTuber. He tells different stories from his life or, things that have happened to his friends that he's kind of been, tagging along on, or, just a bunch of like crazy stories out there. And they're actually really cool. They're really fun to listen to, especially if you just want to throw them on in the background. That's what I normally do with them. They're just interesting life stories that you can kind of think, oh, that's kind of relatable. Like I've had stuff like that happen to me. That's interesting. Or they're just like so far out there that you're like, damn, that's a crazy ass story right there. But they're always entertaining. And the way that he tells them is, pretty consistent. In fact, you could literally even go look at his first video. Kind of has the same like vibe around it as even his newer videos. So it's like pretty consistent, and his stories have stayed pretty good, pretty much the whole time. And of course, it's on top of gameplay. It's in that standard commentary kind of format. But of course, it's life stories rather than, shitting on people on the internet or, stuff like that. So definitely an interesting channel, an interesting kind of addition to the genre, I guess. Since he kind of exists in his own space, there's not really anybody that I've found that really emulates him to the full extent that they could, I guess. It's not like Leafy, where obviously all of the commentary channels kind of, spread from him or that kind of style. And it's like, there's a lot of commentary channels out there who make similar things to Leafy or other, pioneers of the commentary genre, I guess, on YouTube. He kind of still stands out on his own as his own thing. There's not really many people imitating what he's doing. Now, with this being said, however, it's kind of raised some red flags in the past, but let's just give a kind of a rundown to his success and kind of, what has led him to this point. So, I do believe that he had another channel before starting the Luna channel. In fact, I know for a fact he did, and he had to take it down because of, I'm not sure why. I don't know if he's ever fully explained it, but from what I could tell, I'm not really sure why he took it down. However, on the new Luna channel, he has grown pretty insane. He's at over 3 million subscribers. He's posted 1.4 thousand videos, and is approaching 1 billion views. He's about 200 million off. But I mean, when you have almost 900 million views, not too far from 1 billion. So that is definitely pretty, great numbers for a channel, especially one that does, gameplay story times, I guess. And yeah, he started in 2014. So definitely been at it for a while, just around 8 years now. And again, right around that time that all of these kind of gameplay commentary sort of things began to blow up. So yeah, definitely interesting. And I believe that he did have like ties or, talk to, or at least somewhat knew some of those bigger commentary, like original channels, like Leafy and stuff. So yeah, he's definitely up there and pretty old and cemented as, one of the kind of founders of the commentary genre. However, he did it his own way, and it's one that's not really replicated as closely as some of the other people's style. So yeah, definitely pretty big channel. And also in more recent years, he has started making music, which personally I enjoy it, but of course it's music, so it's subjective. You might not like it. It's kind of in that like emo rap sort of thing. So, I don't know. Personally, that's what I listen to. I know it's kind of cringy. Come at me. I don't really give a shit. But, for other people, I'm sure it's not going to be their cup of tea. But, yeah, so doing pretty successful on music, pretty successful on YouTube. Now, you may be thinking, Skeleton Key, okay, where is this, like, weird, elusive, controversy thing coming from that you're mentioning? And to that, I say we're going to talk about it right now. So pretty much the one kind of criticism I guess I've seen for Luna, because there really just isn't that much to criticize about him. I mean, he's literally just a dude that tells stories on the internet. Like, how are you going to criticize that? He doesn't really like go after people or do anything or share very many like opinions. He just kind of shares stories. So I guess, yes, there's people that have opinions on his stories and are probably like, oh my God, you're doing drugs. That's some fucked up shit. You probably shouldn't glorify that on the internet or whatever. Personally, I don't feel like he's glorifying it. He's just, to me, he's very honest in them, kind of tells it how it is. And that's like respectable. But I guess other people, have that view, probably parents, stuff like that. So, of course, there's like that kind of thing. But that's not really the main issue I guess I wanted to talk about in this video. The main issue I wanted to talk about in this video is his stories. Now, I know that sounds very broad, like very, very broad. Like, really, his stories, that's your talking point? Yes, his stories are my talking point. I've seen a lot of people on Reddit, on YouTube, on Twitter, and of course he has a lot of fans that, obviously like his stories, don't really question it too much. That's kind of how I am. Like, okay, I like the dude. I like his stories. I think they're cool. I'm not really going to look into it or question it too much. However, there's a lot of people out there that kind of mock / don't believe or kind of in a way hate on his stories. And I guess they do have a point. I mean, when you make, over 1,400 stories about yourself, like, that is shocking. But at the same time, he's a fairly social person who blew up on the internet at kind of a young age. So it does kind of institute or, create the opportunity to have a lot of these crazy stories. I mean, he obviously moved to LA from where he originally lived in the East Coast. So it's like, there's a lot going on for him and obviously a lot of opportunities to make stories. So it kind of makes sense that, he has so many stories. And some of the other ones, like, really, like, do you really fake that? Some of them are just pretty tame. Not everyone is absolutely mind-blowing. Sure, a lot of them are pretty surprising, but like one of them that I was listening to the other day is literally he went into Best Buy and the manager got pissed at him because his friend took off her shoes to send feet pics to some dude. Like, is it kind of odd and weird? Yes, but is it the most crazy out there thing to ever happen in the world? No. Like, maybe that, there's girls out there who just do that. And if they happen to be your friend, maybe they would do that in a Best Buy. It's not like it's completely out there. So I do see where a lot of these people are coming from with accusing of his stories of like being fake, like there's no way, or, they like to kind of poke fun at them and be like, hey guys, Luna or Austin here, and today we're going to be telling a story about how I walked into school one day and saw the principal fucking a student in a broom closet. And so I decided to join in while I was high on acid, and I ran around the school like a crazy person and ended up getting suspended for 3 days, which I then took my mom's car and drove it around the neighborhood, went to my girlfriend's house, told her I had sex with the principal, and we had a just absolutely awesome sex afterwards before I then got robbed while I was on my way home. And then my mom found out and I got my Xbox taken away for, 3 months. Like, there's a lot of people kind of making shit like that. A couple copy pastas like that out there that I've seen on Reddit and shit. And yeah, there are some stories like that where I'm not going to lie. I'm like, God damn, like that is a crazy ass story. Like, are you sure about this? But the more you kind of go through life, I think the more it makes sense, some of them. Like, I'm going to be honest, as someone who is in high school, there's some weird ass teachers out there. And in some of his stories where teachers are doing weird ass things, I really wouldn't put it past some of them. I mean, I have had some creepy ass teachers. I mean, I've had a teacher who has literally like touched my friend's dick. Was it like, the most, purposeful, like touching? No. Nobody's going to go report him for it, but it's kind of fucking weird, to even be like that close or joke around in that way with a student. Don't get me wrong. And all those people in my comment section that are going, oh my God, he got sexually harassed. That's terrible. You guys need to tell somebody. He's probably just too afraid to tell somebody. Like, no, it's okay. This teacher's weird. We all fuck with him in the class. Like, my friend doesn't really give a shit. Don't fucking worry about my friend. He is okay. He is doing fine. If this teacher is sexually harassing people, we're making it through it, okay? It's not like changing everybody's life. So yeah, just to address all of those comments real quick. But yeah, so it's kind of like I do understand where a lot of his stories can come from, and I can see a lot of them as being real. I'm sure some people probably have a more, chilled out experience. All of you private school kids, you will probably never experience most of those things. But with a lot of his drug stories, a lot of things like that, it's like, yeah, that shit does happen. Like, I've got stories of my own that would, harken similar to some of his stories. And I've shared a couple on this channel. Now, not all of them have been as crazy, especially the ones that I've shared. And I do have more coming out in the future. In fact, I have a couple planned as like a, kind of celebration of this video, I guess, talking about Luna. I thought, hey, let's make a couple story times to kind of go with it. So I'm sure you'll be seeing those in the next few weeks. But, it just is something that happens. There's a lot of things that I think a lot of people go through in their life and don't really think it's as crazy as it is. And if you were to tell it on the internet, I'm sure a lot of people would think it was pretty fucking crazy as well. Especially the way that he tells his stories. It's very entertaining. And it just kind of, I think it makes the story feel like it's a little more than it really is. To where if somebody more monotone kind of went ahead and told that story, I think a lot of people would go like, oh yeah, like that's whatever. But the way he does it, the way he tells them, it's interesting. Also, you have to take into account that some of these things happen to his friends and stuff like that, and he shares them. So it's kind of like, yeah, or a lot of them are like really just out there in the open. Like there'll be parties from stories where it's like, yeah, I mean, anybody that's gone to any party, you're probably going to have a couple stories from that party just because it's a party and crazy shit happens. So, I don't know. This was just a quick little video on Luna, Austin FFA, whatever the fuck you want to call him. This was just a quick video on him, kind of his success, his rise, and whatever. Obviously, it's not a what happened to because nothing has really happened to him. Sure, his upload schedule gets spotty from time to time, but that's just because stuff happens. Right now, I think he has COVID, so he hasn't been uploading in a couple days, which I don't blame him. I had COVID. That shit fucking sucked. So, like, I completely understand that. So with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Just taking a look kind of at a creator and a little bit of controversy that I guess gets out there on the internet that he doesn't really address, and that is kind of just out there, and I don't really think a lot of people talk about, or if you don't really go in his comment section or anything like that, you probably don't really know about it. But yeah, I thought I would just make a quick little video about it because it was something interesting, and I thought, I don't really think that there should be this many people out here, making fun of his stories, calling them out for being fake, because honestly, even if they are, who really cares? And if they aren't, why call them out? They honestly, most of them seem logical. So yeah, with that being said though, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button as well as the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 500 by the end of the year, and I really think we could do it, especially if we keep up the pace we're moving at. There is some real potential there. So thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot to me. As always, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.